Oh, hey, sir, you've probably heard of Dungeons and Dragons, right? All that stuff with wizards and warriors. But what if I told you it could be seen through well, a uniquely South African lens? Yeah, today we're breaking it all down, local style. So go on, forget everything you think you know.
All right, so the absolute best way to get your head around D&D is to think of it like this. It is the ultimate braai for the imagination. Seriously, think about it. What happens at a braai? You get together with your mates, you tell some stories, maybe some lekker tall tales, and you just have a great time. That shared experience, that's the heart of it all. Okay, I know braai for the imagination sounds cool, but what does that actually mean when you're sitting at the table? How does a game with some funny-looking dice become a story? Right, let's pull back the curtain and demystify this whole thing. It's much simpler than it sounds.
First thing you have to know, and this is crucial, this is not Monopoly, okay? The goal is not to bankrupt your friends and make your family cry. There is no single winner. The real point, the actual prize, is for everyone at the table to build an unforgettable story together. And you know what's funny? The best parts, the moments you'll be laughing about for years, often happen when things go completely hilariously wrong.
Okay, so if we're all telling a story together, who's actually involved? Let's go back to that braai analogy. You've got one person on the tongs, the braai master, right? Someone else brings the potato salad. Everyone has a part to play. It's exactly like that. It really just boils down to two main roles. First, you've got the players. That's most people at the table, probably you. You guys are the main characters, the heroes of this epic saga. You decide whether to kick down the door or try to sweet-talk the grumpy guard. Then you have one person called the Dungeon Master, or DM. The DM is kind of the narrator and the referee all rolled into one. They describe the world, they play every single character you meet, from the shady shopkeeper to the massive dragon. So they set the scene, but you drive the action. So, you decide to kick down the door. But how do you know if you actually do it? Or if you just stub your toe? This is where the dice come in, or as some people call them, the click-clack stones. And don't worry, you don't need a degree in advanced maths here. The main idea is incredibly simple. Out of all the weird-shaped dice you might see, this is the one that matters most. The D20, a 20-sided die. This is the absolute heart of the game. Pretty much any time you want to do something where the outcome is uncertain, swinging a sword, leaping a chasm, persuading a king, you roll this little guy to see what happens. It's the engine of your fate, really.
And the basic formula never changes. It's just 3 steps. 1, you roll the D20. 2, you add a small bonus number based on how good your character is at whatever you're trying to do. And 3, you compare that total number to a difficulty number that the DM has in mind. Just think of it like trying to drive over a pothole. A small pothole is an easy, low number to beat. A giant car-swallowing crater? Yeah, you're going to need a much higher roll for that one.
But wait, you're asking, where do I find my skill bonuses? Well, it's all on your character sheet. This piece of paper is basically your character's ID book. It tells you everything you need to know, what they're good at, what they're not so good at, and all the stuff they're carrying in their backpack.
Now, this is where the pure drama comes from. If you roll a 20 on the die, we call that a natural 20. That's a lekker moment. It's a perfect roll, an amazing success. You don't just open the door, you kick it clean off its hinges. But if you roll a 1, a natural 1, that is a massive Aish moment. A critical failure. Things go wrong in the most hilarious way possible. You don't just fail to kick the door, you trip and knock yourself out.
All right, so you've got the basics down. Now we get to the really good stuff. Taking this whole framework and adding some proper local spice, making the game feel like it was born and bred right here in South Africa.
First things first, the setting. Sure, old European castles are fine, whatever, but why do that when you could be exploring a mystical version of the Drakensberg Mountains, or running a high-stakes adventure through the magical, bustling streets of a fantasy Johannesburg? When you use our own backyard for inspiration, the possibilities are just endless.
And what about your heroes? This is where it gets really fun. Instead of some knight in shining armor, your paladin could be a steadfast, bucky-driving hero. You know the type. Your nature-loving druid could be a wise Sangoma connected to the land. And that sneaky rogue, how about a charismatic smooth talker straight from the Cape Flats?
And of course, every hero needs a monster to fight, so forget about those generic goblins. Imagine the feeling when your party is creeping through the bush and they hear something. Could it be a mischievous Tokoloshe? Or what about venturing deep into a cave and coming face to face with the legendary Groot slang? Now that feels like a proper South African story.
But look, all the rules and monsters aside, D&D offers some amazing real-world benefits that go way beyond just playing a game. It's about the social G's, that unique spirit of community and fun.
A typical game usually lasts about 3 or 4 hours, and for that whole time, you and your friends are completely locked in, building a world together. It's this dedicated block of pure, collaborative fun. Phones are down, you're actually connecting with each other. It's brilliant.
So let's just count the real-world wins here. You are actively building community just by getting your friends around a table. You're sharpening your problem-solving skills. I mean, this game is the ultimate playground for that in-Marker plan mindset. And let's be honest, it is the perfect form of escapism. It's a fantastic way to forget all about load shedding for a few hours.
At the end of the day, Dungeons and Dragons is just a set of tools. It's a framework for creativity, for laughter, and for adventure. It gives you a reason to get together with your mates and build something truly unforgettable. So the only question left is, what story will you tell?